Hey, what's up everybody? So today's video is going to be a little bit different. We have a scenario where we are working with buyers that are actually out of state and they cannot make the frame walk. Now let's go into what is a frame walk. So this is where the home is already up, the frame is up, all the lumber is up, all the metal. At this point, before they install the sheetrock, this is where we walk through the property to make sure that all utilities, gas lines, water lines, AC units are all in place. This is where we inspect the property. Here's the thing. If you are a buyer out of state, this is one of the services that we do provide to you. So in today's video, what we're going to do is we are going to make pretend that you are the buyer and we're going to walk through this home inspection with the superintendent. All right, let's go.
Morning, Brenda and Glenn. How are you? Welcome home. Thanks for buying a Tri-Point home. Lot number 3 over here at Indigo. We're currently about a week and a half behind just due to trades and materials. With the pandemic, it's been a little rough, but we're doing good. As far as schedule, we're going to pick that up because right now we got the heat coming in, the long days. So we were able to make up some time. It goes up and down. As you can see, there's nobody working on the house today, which is nice. All the foam that's out here in the front is going to be your lathing. So if you actually looking across the street, this is your house in about a week, where we dry it in with asphalt black paper. We use that foam for a nice soft backing for your stucco so it doesn't crack when the wind blows. And then as you go a little further down the street, you'll see the gray houses, and that's about 2 weeks away for your house to have brown coat on the outside and to have drywall on the inside. So right now we're finishing up all the structural, the lumber, the steel, the concrete. We're gonna, as soon as we get the lath on the house, we'll get a frame inspection with all the rough electrical, mechanical, plumbing, all that fun stuff. We'll have the city come through the house with us, as well as we do our own quality control. And then, so that's in about a week. Week after that, we'll insulate it, do another inspection, and in about 3 weeks, we'll be drywalled and stuccoed like just down the street. Nice progression. The end of the street has actually got one person living in it already. We're starting flooring in the next couple at the end of the block, and it's just a slow progression of 2 or 3 days apart all the way up to these 25 houses. This is the front of your home. On 3, you are a 3A elevation. So you can see you got the parapet walls and the eyebrows on the top of your house. A lot of the shear panel is here for structural. The whole house doesn't get plywood, but the main areas that take down weight or have siding on them have those plywood. There's a lot of paint around the house from our quality control aspects, green writing, red writing, to make sure we're watching it all the way down the line to make sure we got the right stuff in the right place. First and foremost, your property line starts at your driveway and moves back. This curb, gutter, and street belong to the association. Over here on the west side of your house is an electrical box. Feeds electrical, low voltage, cable TV, and gas. All run down this side of your house and go up to the corner. On the corner of the house, we actually have full paver driveway that'll set from your garage door out, which you guys got a nice long driveway over here. On the corner of the house, like I said, with utilities, we got water coming out to wash your car, water coming out for your irrigation, gas coming into the house from underground to feed all your gas appliances in your home, RG6 and Cat6 low voltage wires so that you're future proof on all of your cable TV, satellite, high-speed internet. Main electrical panels over here. We're already hot on the panel, so we're just waiting for an electrical meter. U for ground inspections, and you can just kind of see extra studs, 4 here, 2 there, 5 there. 2x6 wall on the side of the garage, so instead of 2x4 walls, you actually have some heavy duty walls running through your garage holding up the top of your house. And then just a little further down the way is you got 2 AC units coming out of the wall. So you'll have a plumbing clean out, a couple of AC units with disconnects. There's a plug a little further down the wall in case they have to do any maintenance on this stuff over here. And then this being the garage side, we'll have a solid block wall. There's a little green dot all the way on the back of the wall. I don't think you can see it, but that's your actual property line. The wall's going to come down about 12 or 14 feet, return to the back of your house, about 4 or 5 feet off the back of the house to the corner. Your gate will be on the other side of the house, because on this side is your air conditioning units that you won't be able to get by. excuse the mess, but we have smaller front yards with a lot of materials that we're trying to stock and put in to get going on the house. This is the foam that's a soft backing. You see it's called insul foam. So it's actually got more of an R value, which gives you more than the regular R value of a regular wall for insulation on your home. Helps quiet it out a little bit too. We've got a main entry that'll go in here, bringing out to the over and front of the house. Major clean out for the front of your house, which will get cut down later, but when you have a party and someone plugs up your toilets, this is where your main sewer will be. Most of your windows on your home are single windows, which means they hang off of springs. They go up and down rather than side to side. They get less dust and dirt to kind of bind them up. Their low E is, if you look at these windows right here, the top actually shine and they look a little tinted, where on the bottom you can see right through them. That's to take the heat and bounce it right out into the atmosphere. Take the heat out of your house. The vinyl frames are flush with the stucco, so they don't stick out and get hot. And the vinyl doesn't get hot like metal, so the frame itself doesn't even bring heat into your home. So part of the energy efficient portion. And then you can see how well we take all this flashing paper to flash it to keep water out from it. And that's all even behind what you see across the street when they overcover it with asphalt paper and foam after that. That's how waterproof tight your house is. Water meter is on this side of the house, where your electrical was all on the other side of the house. You should never have to deal with that because there's a shut off in the garage. And then just looking down this side, excuse the mess, except the wind is blowing, it's really just a standard side yard. There's a green dot again on the wall for your property line. And this will be the side of the house where you'll have your gate, and the neighbor will also have their gate here because it's the opposite side of your garage. We'll step back into the garage. Couple interesting things in your garage. At first, you're going to see all your roofs, low roofs, high roofs. Got the radiant barrier on it, which is pretty important right now because they're not making it anymore. The town is kind of out of it. That's going to, again, the aluminum foil blocks the heat out of your house and puts it back in the atmosphere before it warms up your house. So it's really important. You can see these monster beams. This is a 6x16 holding up your whole second floor, running about 25 feet across your house. 4 or 5 studs under both ends of it to make sure that it's held up real well. More monster beams up over your garage door to hold the weight over your garage door. Steel straps tying the top to the bottom. And then monster steel brackets on the bottom for uplift, for earthquake control. Extra steel bolts all the way around the house. They're minimum 6 foot on center. We run them about every 2 feet. Standard spacing on studs is 16 inches on center. And as you can see, we have a normal bay here. We're a little short here. We got 4 extra, then 2, then 2. 4x4 posts, another extra one. As you can see, as you go down the wall, there's way more lumber than what's required by code to make sure we got plenty of weight-bearing wood underneath that. Another monster header above my head here. Again, more steel straps. And you can just see how sanitary everything is run with the straight lines. The lines that are in your garage that'll be in insulation are still wrapped with a foam insulation. The AC ducts throughout your house are put through the channels and the trusses and strapped in place. Everywhere you see them go through a truss where it looks like they're squished a little bit, that's actually just the insulation that's squished, because the duct inside of that is about 10 inches. That hole is about 14 inches, so you got an inch or 2 of insulation that wraps all of your ducts to keep the air inside of those hot and cold, so every time your air turns on, it doesn't change the temperature that's not supposed to. More steel straps holding down shear walls on this side of your garage. This is the inside of your plumbing, your inside of your electrical over the panel. You got your Freon lines that have super insulation on them for your air conditioning units. We give you a soft water loop with a drain and a plug for the unit. Whether you get a soft water unit from us or not, we put them in standard. This is your water heater stand. Gives you a nice steel pole here so you can't accidentally hit it and have a gas problem. Gas to feed your water heater, relief valve, hot and cold water going through the roof. If you just look at the overall of the garage, we do have your standard wiring for your garage door opener, which will be Wi-Fi. We have a plug on the wall over there, which will be for your sprinkler clock, which will be Wi-Fi. Then you have another plug with the gray box on that wall, another plug for power on this wall, and one LED light in the ceiling. All your LED lights in your house are LED for energy efficiency. Step into the kitchen. This is the main reason you bought the house, because the whole thing's big and open. Got a huge pantry at the end of the countertops. Got a little drawings on the floor for you to where your center line of your oven is. So your gas oven is going to be here, power to power it. Little flashing unit, so when you burn the chicken wings, the smoke will go right outside, and you got power for that. Big monster island, the other reason you bought it. You got your kitchen sink centered in the island here, dishwasher on the right side. And then you opted to have this house spec'd anyway with the lights that run all the way through the kitchen. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in here. There's going to be, the electrician's coming in, he has 3 extra lights that he's going to put in over the island. Straight across into the dining room, there's standard 2 lights. There's an additional light that was added in here with its own switch. So this box has 1 wire that goes to it. So you'll have 1 switch that'll work just your chandelier in the middle. So that's an option, which will be a tapped off box. And then you'll have another switch for the standard 2 lights that are on either side. Your little pop-out bay here has got your extra sliding glass door that you put in there. The 6080 sliding glass door, which will have a screen. All right, so again, we're back in the kitchen. The standard lights are in the ceiling. There was no extra lights put over the island as I originally thought. So your black boxes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are all your standards for this huge island that you have in the kitchen. And then this water loop that's inside of here, in case you do a filter system later, they can tie into this water loop and it'll bring your filtered water behind you to the fridge. Just keep that in mind. If they cut it in correctly, any filter you put here will filter the water better at the fridge. Your fridge is right there in the corner when you come in. With that said, you have to be careful when you buy a fridge. Right now, fridges are on sale. We give everybody about 38 inches wide. Most fridges are 36. And we give you 6 feet tall at least before the cabinet. All the fridges get fatter. When you go from 25 cubic feet to 28 cubic feet, they get fatter and further away from the wall. Something you really got to be careful with, because when you come in the house, if you buy the $4,000 30 cubic inch foot on sale for $2,500, like some of my other homeowners, you'll walk in and actually have more of your fridge sticking out of the counter. So just keep that in mind when you're getting your fridge on the actual cubic feet. Will stick it out further. We saw the pantry, we saw the dining room. The other reason you bought it was this monster great room. So in the great room, we have 4 lights in the ceiling that were added. The black box 1, 2, 3, 4, and each one of the quarters, so you can light up your whole great room coming in from the front door. The slider is a bigger slider than standard, so instead of a regular 6080, it's a 12-0 slider, so you got big double doors going out to the backyard. There's a light and a plug in the backyard. And then at the end of your great room for your TV, there's a plasma pre-plumb, so you can bolt your TV up here, and you can see plenty of lumber to bolt that too. You're gonna have a drop line here for your HDMI cables, plug the TV in, that way you don't have to see all the wires under your TV. The wires come down to the bottom for RG6 Cat 6 cable TV, satellite, as well as another plug to plug in your boxes. If you just turn around and look at that back sliding glass door, you can see about 10 studs on one side and a huge post on the other side with a monster beam above it. Monster beams above that with steel brackets holding your whole floor to the house. There's double steel straps tying the dining room into the great room and the great room into the dining room. So a lot of steel also goes in the house. A lot of people don't realize that. Switches on each side for the great room, and then you'll have the switches over here that'll be for your kitchen. Standard plugs in the kitchen or what's around the side. And at the end of the kitchen, we do give you, whether you want it or not, a telephone line. It's a Cat 6 line you can use for telephone fax, or later you can change it to high-speed internet if you want. This is the timeout room is what I call it, but it's your under-stair storage. This room does have its own switch, and it does have its own light above the door. So you have plenty of room to get storage, and it actually goes in and turns a little bit around the corner. Fantastic little use of otherwise dead space. When you come in through the entry, you're going to have a standard Ring doorbell that'll be right here on the side, and then you're going to have a plug in case you need to plug a blower or something in here to blow out your front yard. Switch for the outside when you come in that's up in the lid, switch for the inside when you come in that's up in the lid, and again, more beams, more steel straps tying everything together, and then the duct to move from one side of the house to the other side of the house. As we step down the hallway for the bedroom 4, bath 3, your bath 3 is here. You got the shower option, so it's a shower instead of a tub combo. You have a simple hot and cold water for a sink here. Toilet will be there. You got one light above the sink, and you got one light above the shower. There's also an air conditioning vent in here, as well as a exhaust vent in each one of your bathrooms. Each room that you walk in will have 2 switches. There's going to be an upside down plug when you move in. The upside down plug works the first switch. So if you plug a lamp into the upside down plug, the first switch will turn the lamp on. The other switch will be a double level switch that'll go for a ceiling fan pre-wire that we put standard in each one of your bedrooms and your great room. So your great room had this also. So if you put a chandelier, you'll have an extra switch. If you put a fan, you'll have an extra switch. If you put a fan with a light, then you'll use both switches. We'd rather give you too much than too little. And again, looking out now, you can really see the difference in the low-E windows with the sun that's coming in from the bottom and the shade that's coming in from the top. Keep that heat out of your house, which is already perfectly aligned with the sun to where you're not going to get direct sun coming in on your front door, your garage door, or your main windows of your house. There's jump ducts in each one of the rooms. So when this door is shut, if somebody's staying in here, they actually have a duct that just goes from there to there, and it makes it so that the air can still circulate when the air conditioning and heating is on, and doesn't just get stagnant in that one room. And that's in each one of the bedrooms. That in a nutshell is the downstairs. The main options that we looked at down here were the extra J-box in the dining room. So that in a nutshell is the downstairs in your house. You got to see all the options, you got to see the structurals, you got to see all the electrical. We'll head upstairs. This is your next bigger option in the house, is there is not pony walls here that sit up 3 foot high. It's just a low rail so that we can actually put handrail here. So you'll have that big open feeling when you walk in your front door and see handrail all the way up through the first and second flight and down to the loft. Get to the top of the stairs, there's more blocking for the handrail, more switches for the lights. Lights in each one of the ceilings all over the stairs, as well as a jump duct. So here's a jump duct from your master bedroom to the hallway. So again, if your door's shut, that the air can still circulate. Each one of the hallways and bedrooms will have a smoke detector. They're all battery backup, and they're all wired in hard together. 2 in the hallways actually have 2 speakers, so they'll say fire or carbon monoxide warning. All the ones in the bedrooms are single speakers, so they just go beep, beep, beep. Linen closet at the end of the walkway here for next to your lounge. And the other reason you bought your house, a big, huge lounge game room. With that, you have an extra RG6 and Cat 6 down here at the end of the wall. So you can get cable TV, satellite, whatever you're going to go with, Cox cable, and power to power whatever unit that you plug in there. And again, plenty of wood and studs around the house too. You know you're going to be able to bolt that up nice and easy. Standard plugs that run around the room here. Got a little bit of a view out of this windows for a little while at the mountains. Get a little bit of snow on them for a couple months a year. End of the hallway on this side is the laundry room. It has its own jump duct above the door, so it can circulate air. Behind the door will be a low voltage box. We're just waiting on the box. They got stuck in that big shipping problem that we had for 2 weeks. This will all be in a box. It's going to have a power for a switch behind the door for your exhaust vent. They want to try to have you leave that exhaust vent on as often as possible to keep air circulating through your home. And then all this RG6 Cat 6 is going to be for each one of those rooms, your great room, your loft, as well as your master bedroom for cable TV, high-speed internet. Power to power that panel's here. In your laundry room, you're always going to have your wash machine on the left. There's a drain in the floor and a pan. So when you bring your wash machine in, you'll put it in a pan. So if you ever have a problem with your wash machine, it'll go through a drain and out the side of the house and hopefully not spill over more onto your floor and ruin your floor and your ceilings. Hot and cold water and your drain for your system, as well as a plug. Half the plug for your washer, half the plug for your gas dryer. So everywhere you have a gas unit, your air conditioning units, your water heater, your dryer, they're going to have that yellow valve to remind you of the rotten egg smell. If you smell that, you can call Southwest Gas. They take care of it immediately. And it vents right up and out shortly through the roof, so you don't have to worry about cleaning your ducts that often, simply because you only have about 12 feet where it runs through the roof. Your main attic access is right here. So this is where you actually get straight up into the attic, where all this plywood is there's an AC unit all the way through here. So your heaters and your blowers are in the attic and your condensers are outside. There is a switch up there, there's a plug up there, there is anything that they need to do, any and all maintenance on your units up in the attic. Kind of nice having in your laundry room instead of your master closet, so you don't get everything dusty. Laundry room sink option in here, so you have the hot and cold water as well as the drain for laundry sink. And with that, you also get one plug on the side in case you need to plug in something there. Short side of the house, we come down to return air where it actually sucks air. All the other parts blow air. And then you come into some standard lights in the ceiling. Jack and Jill sort of bathroom here, bathroom and bedrooms. Single bedroom here is kind of long and thin. This is one of the only sliding windows you have in the home. Still low E and vinyl frame. You have a little bit of a shorter closet in here, but a longer room. For instance, this is a 4 foot by 12 foot length of drywall. So you can get a good feeling of how big this room is. And you can get a really good look at all your radiant barrier on your ceiling, all of your trusses, all of the lumber that's up there holding up your house. You can see where everything is stapled and strapped and just sanitarily run through. We also have a third-party inspector that comes and checks all of that when we tell them that we're done before we drywall the house. Again, the switches when you come in, one will be for a half upside down plug and the other one will be for the ceiling fan pre-wire with the double switch. Hall bathroom's going to have double vanities for a Jack and Jill situation, hot and cold water and drains, a plug on both sides, a light for each one of the sinks, air conditioning in this room, and then when you come into the tub shower combo room, you have a toilet, an exhaust vent or fart fan above the toilet, whatever you want to call it, as well as natural light and an air conditioning vent. The other part of the Jack and Jill bedroom is a little bit wider. That's why this drywall is sideways. Got your closet on the back end over here. Standard plugs that run around each one of the rooms. So again, your main cable hookups are your loft, your great room, your master. Any other of the rooms are not pre-wired for cable TV or satellite, but all of those companies now run Wi-Fi boxes, so you don't need them. Ceiling fan pre-wired in the ceiling with a triple girder and some extra trusses and extra blocking. So again, you can see just how much lumber, steel straps tying this roof back into the house, making sure that everything's tied together really well. Last but not least, at the top of the stairs, you got the Grand Master, which is probably the third reason you bought the house because it is a monster. These are 4x12. So at about a 6'8" bed, it's going to stop around here somewhere for a Cal King. And you got plenty of room on the side for furniture, plenty of room at the foot of the bed for furniture, cable TV down at the foot of the bed. Something I like to show everybody is if you decide later you don't want to put furniture here because there's a door, this is an interior non-bearing wall. So if you were to poke a hole right above the boxes below, you can get your cable lines up here to mount to your TV. You could drop your plug right down the wall here to get plugged in. And then you just buy those little rubber plastic covers from Home Depot to slide over the wires to seal them into the wall. That's if you don't want to put furniture, but this is why we run them from the top to the bottom, so you can't grab them there if you don't want to see the wires. Even the master bed has got a solid shear wall behind it, which again is just great for just keeping out a little bit more sound. It's a little bit more structured right there. Standard plugs that run all the way around. The one on this side says half hot in blue. That's the one that'll be upside down. That'll work off the first switch. The other double switch will work for the ceiling fan pre-wire. And again, this is your main heating and AC. Will come out of this vent. You can see it's all gooey and pooky. We put stuff in there to make sure when it's hot and cold and it moves that it won't crack and it will still be sealed. And then the big vent that's up over there is just so if your door is shut, you're still going to have air circulating out of your room so that you're not breathing your own air all the time. It'll go back out into the house and through the filter and get clean. Behind you, the windows are covered in blue because we're getting close to stucco in your house, but there's your view that you're going to have for quite a while. So I understand it's a main industrial park that'll go there someday, but for right now you're just looking at mountains, and these mountains actually had quite a bit of snow on them about 2 months ago. And you got a pretty open, bare line all the way down to the edge over there where they're finishing those houses. Got the standard tub shower combo. A lot of people look at the tub and never realize it, but just so you know, I wish I had it in my house because it's huge, because I'm 6'1" and I fit in here perfectly. So you got a big huge tub. They look short and small, but they fit a ton in them. Showers over here. You got a light above your shower, you got a light above your tub, over 6 foot high on your shower head. Behind you here, you're going to have a double sinks, hot and cold water and a drain here, a plug on both sides, blocking on both sides for your towel ring that'll be on each side, and then a light above each one of the sinks above us. Even coming through this room, you can see the low roof. So there's 2 roofs here. This low roof's got radiant barrier, as well as the high roof has radiant barrier. Extra blocking in the ceiling so we can keep our drywall running the same way. More wood, more lumber, more steel straps tying the walls together, and tying in this corner of the bedroom to the bathroom. Linen closet, which is everybody loves in this plan because some of the other plans don't have them. You got your own linen closet at the before your main closet, and then you have the water closet or your main throne for your master bathroom, which has 2 switches, one for an exhaust vent, one for the regular light. There is your own air conditioning inside of here, as well as the openable window. Finally, the master closet. So you got a good spaced walk-in closet inside of here. Got a couple lights in the ceiling. If you ever wonder why there's a box out in the middle of your closet in the model, that's so we can run the air conditioning from the upstairs back down to the downstairs. And we do have 2 lights inside of here and your own air conditioning for warm clothes in the winter and cool clothes in the summer. Upstairs, we looked at your standard tub shower combo. We looked at your railing, where you're gonna have all the railing option and no pony walls. The laundry room sink inside of the laundry room. The bedroom 3 option, the loft option. I missed 4 lights in the loft. So on our way out, we'll walk by the loft just to point out the 4 lights in the ceiling that I didn't show you. And that's the 4 lights that he still needs to put in. So this loft will have 4 lights in the top portion to light up this whole room with its own switch. And that I'm going to circle again in red because he needs to put those in. Plan 3, 128. Just want to make sure I'm in the right plan. That in a nutshell is your entire house. Like I said, we're running a couple days behind, but Michael Carter will continue to give you your updates. As we get faster or we move behind, we'll let him know. If there will be any changes to any of your walkthroughs or anything like that, it will come through Michael Carter. The good thing is we have all the lumber here, the trusses here. That took us an extra 2 or 3 weeks to get. The foam is out front to get the outside dried in and moving forward. So we're really going to have a great idea of the final closing in about 3 to 4 weeks when the house is drywalled and we're getting doors and cabinets. That'll be an idea where we know everything's in town, that the pandemic isn't slowing down any more of our products, which has just been a strange thing out here. You do have my mobile number, so later if you have some questions, you can always call me. I just don't answer when I'm walking with somebody or an inspector. You can leave me text messages. Every now and then if you want an update on the house and you just wonder what it looks like, just send me a text Monday through Friday, 7 to 4. And as I walk by your house that day, I can take a picture and send you a picture as things progress. Otherwise, Michael Carter or Alita will be taking little videos and sending to you as we go along. Again, it's Monty if you need me. You have my numbers. Congratulations, and thanks for riding Tri-Pro home.
So guys, what did you guys really think about that frame walk? Was that pretty cool or what? Now, remember, if you are a buyer that's out of state, we can literally help you from start to ending. Now, if you guys want to see more video content like this, let us know in the comments below. If you have not had a chance to subscribe to this channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Also, hit that notification button too as well. Give us a thumbs up because that definitely helps out the algorithm. Until next time, I'm Chakits Krulsawat with Simply Vegas.